Right, hey everybody, AG51 Goose here. This video, I was going to show how to, by turning a couple options off with the NVIDIA card, you can actually gain about a 15% increase with your video card. All right, so it actually has to do with the GeForce Experience is where these things are. So I'll go ahead and show you where you can turn those off. I'll just minimize my task manager here and open up GeForce Experience. All right, so once you get your GeForce Experience opened up, you can go to the setting here, the little gear over on the right side there, and then make sure that you're on the General tab, and then it's the in-game overlay, so you'd want to turn this to off. If you don't do video recording, it's a good thing to turn it off. However, I do recording, so I kind of will leave mine on for that reason. So the other option there is, if you come up here to where the triangle is, click on that one, that brings up the overlay, and then instant replay. You want to make sure that this one is turned off. If it's mine is turned off right now, but all you have to do is just left click on it, and then you can either turn it on, or you left click on it again and you can turn it off. And highly recommended that you leave this one off. And so between the two being turned off, you can get about a 15% performance increase on your video card, which in a game could be pretty big. And then the way to close out this overlay is just click the X up in the top right, and that closes out, put you back on here. But if you do like doing recording and you like using this to do your recording, you can leave this on, and you're going to lose about a 5% loss in your video card performance, roughly. So kind of you decide. Like I said, I do a lot of recordings, so that's why I have it on. All right, and then one other thing I would recommend doing if you don't use the Windows 10 recording, to turn those features off, because of course those features load up into your memory when the game boots up, and then they're just sitting there waiting to be used. So there's no point if you don't use it. You might as well turn it off. So the way you would do that is go to your Windows, your start little window icon on the left side of the toolbar at the bottom, and then scroll down to settings. So when you click on that setting tab, you're going to have a window come up. It won't be this one, it'll be another one that shows you your system, internet options, display options, all that kind of stuff. So the one you want to click on is the one that says gaming. All right, and then that'll bring you up to this page. So whether you do or you don't, if you use a gamepad or don't, but if you don't use the gamepad bar in your games, then I highly recommend that you just turn that off. Because again, it loads up into your system memory when you boot the computer up. And then the other thing you'd want to go to in here is go to the captures. And as I said, if you don't use Windows 10 for doing your recording, then it would be this one right here. The record in the background while I'm playing a game, just turn that one off, and that turns the recording off. And then that stuff's not using up your memory when you boot up your computer as well, or a little bit of your memory. It's not much. I think it's only about 3 or 5% for sitting there being dormant. But the problem I had, and it was actually with the NVIDIA one, that I was just sitting on my desktop looking at the task manager. I wasn't running anything, and then all of a sudden my CPU went to 30% and stayed there. And I was, well, what the heck? So I scrolled down to see what it was, and it said it was NVIDIA Share. It was using 30% of the CPU. So I looked in to make sure what NVIDIA Share completely was, and it had to do with, of course, the video capture and sharing videos and stuff with other people. And for whatever reason, all of a sudden it just turned itself on, and it was using 30% of the CPU just out of the blue for no reason. So it's one of the reasons I recommend, if you're not going to be using it, it's a good thing to turn off. because that had happened. And apparently there's a few other things in the in Windows that kind of do the same thing. Another one that is a big that can be a big sucker on your memory is this guy right here, this WSAPPX. Again, this has something to do with organizing your appies and keeping them organized. So my understanding is if you're done with installing, you're not going to install any more stuff to your computer or anything like that, then you could actually go into the window and turn this stuff off, turn these off. But if you're still going to be installing stuff and that, then of course it's not recommended to turn it off because it'll cause things to screw up. So again, if you're starting to see that your computer's running slow or not properly, come to Task Manager, look through, see what's causing it, see if it's one of these. You know, it could be one of these other two things I pointed out. It could be something else completely different, and a plain and simple end tasking and rebooting the computer can fix the issue or stop it from screwing up. You know, programs tend to be buggy and have issues with them, and that's just the way it is. The way it is. So, but for the NVIDIA card, hopefully, if you turn them off, the two features off that I showed, that you'll see a performance increase in your card, or at least hopefully a noticeable performance in your game with that. And so for now, I'm just going to say goose out for now, and we'll see you guys in the next video.